They once ruled the roost on Earth, thundering across the ancient landscapes. Dinosaurs. This mysterious bunch dominated the world with sheer power and one-of-a-kind forms. Yet their golden age came crashing down in an instant. So why on earth did they go extinct? Today, let's journey back together to the era when dinosaurs reigned supreme and uncover the secrets within. In the long river of our planet's history, before humans rose, life took countless extraordinary and bizarre shapes. The little-known ancestors of the dinosaurs remain just as fascinating, fighting tooth and nail for every inch of space. During the ancient Paleozoic era, many strange creatures roamed the land with body shapes that seem almost unimaginable to us today. Then, the most catastrophic extinction event in Earth's entire history struck completely without any warning, rapidly wiping out the vast majority of marine and terrestrial species. Despite the devastation, a handful of animals managed to survive. The defining feature of the Mesozoic era was the rise of animals, with dinosaurs stepping into the spotlight as the main characters. Dinosaurs were advanced creatures perfectly adapted to their environment. For 160 million years, dinosaurs ruled the Earth with unique hunting and defense tools, along with truly razor-sharp senses. It seemed they would remain the planet's top dogs forever, until one sudden day, absolutely everything changed in the blink of an eye. This is the complete story of the most successful creatures the Earth has ever seen, the magnificent dinosaurs, from their very birth to their final days. What exactly came before the dinosaurs? Did they really manage to carve out a niche in every single corner of land, air, and sea? The Triassic period, roughly 252 to 201 million years ago, marked the dawn of the Mesozoic Era, the age of dinosaurs. Wedged between two devastating mass extinctions, it left a lasting mark on the course of Earth's evolution. In the Triassic, the global climate grew incredibly hot and dry, as the massive supercontinent Pangaea finally began to break apart, and the vast Panthalassic Ocean took shape, bringing fresh challenges and exciting new opportunities for life. Adaptive radiation played a truly starring role during this time. Adaptive radiation is the way different species evolve from a common ancestor. When a group of animals or plants moves into a brand new habitat, or when a fresh ecosystem opens up, a common ancestor steps in. As they adapt to their new home, they start to change and eventually split into entirely new species. This process happens surprisingly fast, acting as a major driving force behind evolutionary diversity. The creatures surviving the mass extinction suddenly entered a wide-open world with tons of empty ecological niches waiting to be filled. Facing little competition, evolution kicked into high gear. Once those niches filled up, the pace slowed, but variation kept rolling on. The evolution of cichlid fishes in Africa's Great Lakes serves as the textbook example of adaptive radiation, exploding into over 3,000 species perfectly suited to the local environment. During the Triassic, the very first dinosaurs appeared on Earth, quickly branching out into many different life forms. The very earliest dinosaur species were actually quite small, agile, two-legged animals roaming the land. Meanwhile, several other major animal groups also experienced incredible adaptive radiation. For instance, the first true birds, slithering snakes, giant crocodiles, diverse amphibians, and the very earliest warm-blooded mammals all began to emerge. Early mammals were tiny, mostly nocturnal creatures living in the shadow of the dominant dinosaurs. Meanwhile, a group of reptiles called archosaurs, also known as the ruling reptiles, began evolving. They eventually came to dominate the land ecosystems of the Mesozoic. Some archosaurs are exactly what people usually picture when they think of dinosaurs, but the Triassic also saw other kinds of reptiles like early crocodiles. For simplicity, when explaining dinosaurs to the general public, we often lump all archosaurs together under the name dinosaurs, even though that's not entirely accurate. Dinosaurs evolved into all sorts of shapes and sizes in the early Triassic, carving out an extremely wide range of habitats, from plant eaters to meat eaters, from land dwellers to water lovers. Herbivorous dinosaurs were incredibly diverse. Long-necked, big-bodied types had small frames and peg-like teeth perfect for efficiently grinding tough plant fibers. The late Jurassic Stegosaurus sported rows of bony plates and defensive spikes, a powerful tail, a very tiny brain, and eyes positioned high on its spine to safely spot dangerous predators sneaking up from absolutely any direction. Meanwhile, early Jurassic bipedal dinosaurs were small, incredibly agile hunters with strong legs and long tails. Their sharp teeth let them effortlessly tackle all kinds of food, including plants and insects. Ceratopsians were among the oldest herbivorous dinosaurs, with fossils dating back to the Cretaceous. They were mainly plant-eaters with powerful legs and thick armor. Many also had elaborate head frills and horns used to scare off enemies or boldly show off dominance. Fierce carnivorous dinosaurs were a very major part of the Triassic scene too. The theropod dinosaurs were absolutely the star meat-eaters of the period, including deadly species like the famous velociraptor. Dilophosaurus was a classic meat-eating or omnivorous dinosaur with a long body, truly razor-sharp teeth, a remarkably strong and agile build, and deadly claws that made it a top-tier hunter. The mighty Tyrannosaurus rex was arguably the very biggest land carnivore we currently know of, stretching an impressive 40 feet long and weighing a staggering 8 to 14 tons. Meanwhile, the fearsome Spinosaurus was another truly massive and terrifying meat-eater, equipped with a tremendously powerful jaw and a highly distinctive sail-like crest on its head and back. Animals like Spinosaurus completely adapted to life in the air or water. In the early Jurassic, smaller predators like Herrerasaurus hunted medium and small animals. Additionally, the Triassic featured river and swamp-dwelling meat-eaters with narrow snouts and sharp teeth, perfectly built for catching fish and small aquatic prey. Highly adaptable omnivorous dinosaurs could easily handle both plants and animals, smartly taking full advantage of whatever food was on the menu. Triassic omnivores like the overseer were generally plant-eaters, but some unique species were true omnivores, actively mixing plants with small animals. They were usually small, two-legged dinosaurs with teeth that could both slice and grind, great for tackling all kinds of food. Some dinosaurs adapted to new habitats just to survive. For example, snakes developed burrowing lifestyles with short, sturdy legs perfect for digging and club-like tails for self-defense. The late Triassic and early Jurassic prosauropods were also burrowers, probably using sharp claws and strong muscles to dig. In the Triassic, some dinosaurs even took to the trees. The tiny, 20-centimeter-long Scansoriopteryx was a famous tree-dwelling group that lived in swamps. Their slender bodies and short but very powerful legs were ideal for climbing and hunting, and their unique bone structure let them move easily through the branches. Scansoriopteryx lived in the late Jurassic. It was a small, feathered dinosaur with a long, highly flexible tail that helped it keep perfect balance while climbing. They had a row of long, slender fingers tipped with incredibly sharp claws and may even have been able to safely glide smoothly through the open air. Aquatic dinosaurs also fully adapted to life in the water, successfully thriving in absolutely everything from shallow rivers and muddy swamps to the vast, deep blue ocean. The single most incredibly famous aquatic reptile of the entire Triassic period was undoubtedly the sleek, dolphin-like ichthyosaur. It possessed a beautifully streamlined body and a prominent dorsal fin, absolutely perfect for rapid swimming and relentless hunting across the vast, wide-open ocean, freely feeding on all kinds of diverse marine animals that crossed its path. The formidable Nothosaurus was yet another highly fascinating aquatic dinosaur that very probably hunted slippery fish and many other small sea creatures. The ancient ocean was also home to the incredible Shastasauridae family, diverse marine reptiles of all shapes and sizes, equipped with a truly unique breathing system that remarkably let them safely pull vital oxygen directly from the water using specialized gills. Majestic plesiosaurs were fascinating marine reptiles too, equipped with incredibly long necks, short tails, and strong paddle-like limbs absolutely perfect for agile swimming, feeding on all kinds of sea life. There were also flying lizards, ichthyosaurs, and tanistrophids, unique water-dwelling dinosaurs from the late Triassic and early Jurassic that actively hunted small marine animals. Using flexible bodies, they struck prey from a distance. Semi-aquatic animals had paddle-shaped limbs for land and water, plus small sharp teeth filtering tiny prey. The Triassic-Jurassic extinction event, also called the End-Triassic mass extinction, happened about 201 million years ago. It marked the end of the Triassic and the beginning of the Jurassic. It was one of Earth's 5 biggest mass extinctions and had a huge impact on the evolution of life on the planet. One theory suggests that the formation of the massive supercontinent Pangaea significantly changed ocean currents, cutting down marine life, while the planet's climate grew noticeably milder. The subsequent breakup of the continents came with massive earthquakes and intense volcanic eruptions that rapidly pumped huge amounts of greenhouse gases into the air, directly triggering global warming. Huge lava flows in the ancient mountains perfectly back up this bold theory. This highly devastating extinction completely wiped out 34% of all animal species, widely clearing the stage for brand new species. Dinosaurs kept evolving and thriving in the Jurassic period, becoming the rulers of both land and sea. Though the exact timeline remains uncertain, these ancient giants dominated the world for over 160 million years. Dinosaurs successfully adapted to absolutely every imaginable environment, evolving into gigantic plant-eaters, terrifying carnivores, and soaring winged pterosaurs. Their ultimate success came down to very rapid reproduction, the remarkable ability to easily roll with constant environmental changes, and a strong tendency to live together in large groups. The truly remarkable Jurassic period was heavily packed with incredibly diverse herbivorous dinosaurs like the famous Apatosaurus. This late Jurassic giant featured a very long neck, a truly huge tail, a massive body, and a tiny head, growing up to an impressive 75 feet long and weighing more than 30 tons. Its incredibly long neck let it easily reach the very highest leaves and branches, while sturdy pillar-like legs firmly held up its enormous body. Some paleontologists think its powerful whip-like tail was used both to fend off predators and to send signals to the herd. Incredible Apatosaurus fossils have been extensively found preserved in various rocky parts of the western United States. Its highly fascinating name actually comes directly from ancient Greek and literally means deceptive lizard, simply because early, confused paleontologists first mistakenly thought these massive ancient bones belonged to a completely different and entirely unknown creature. Diplodocus, another late Jurassic giant herbivore, reached up to 100 feet, making it one of the longest dinosaurs ever. It had a super long neck, a tiny head, narrow snout, a toothy jaw, and a whip-like tail with 80 vertebrae that aided balance or swung as a weapon. Even though it was a truly enormous dinosaur, its body weight was surprisingly light, entirely thanks to completely hollow, incredibly thin-walled bones making moving around so much easier for it. In 1877, the renowned paleontologist Charles Marsh officially named the impressive genus Diplodocus, which in ancient Greek literally means double beam. Fierce meat-eating dinosaurs were the truly terrifying hunters of the entire Jurassic. The theropods were easily the most impressive group of all. Allosaurus was a truly huge theropod thriving in the late Jurassic, growing up to 32 feet long and weighing 2 to 5 tons. This powerful two-legged giant had a massive body, incredibly powerful legs, a distinctive skull, and huge, deadly, razor-sharp serrated teeth. Its deep jaws packed an incredibly strong bite. Long hind legs and a flexible body made it a fast runner that could turn on a dime. Each hand had 3 fingers with razor-sharp claws. Allosaurus was an efficient hunter, relying on keen senses and raw power. It's believed to have taken down other big dinosaurs like Diplodocus and Stegosaurus. Carcharodontosaurus gets its famous name from the fearsome shark-toothed lizard group and was one of the earliest confirmed members. They had unique nose structures that varied in size and shape by species, and were extremely famous for their huge, razor-sharp teeth and solid skulls. Ceratopsians were meat-eaters that probably hunted other dinosaurs and small mammals. They lived in all kinds of habitats: forests, deserts, and grasslands. Stegosaurus is one of the most recognizable Jurassic herbivores, living around 150 million years ago in the late Jurassic. It was a large, four-legged plant-eater and a classic armored dinosaur. It had big bony plates down its back, spikes on its tail, and smaller plates on its arms, hips, and legs for temperature control and defense. About 20 feet long and weighing 500 pounds, it had short, thick limbs with longer, slimmer hind legs and a long, wide tail lined with 2 rows of spikes. Those spikes may have been used to attract mates or scare off rivals. Stegosaurus fed on low-growing ferns and cycads, slicing them with its beak-like mouth. Kentrosaurus was a late Jurassic stegosaur that lived on the African savanna. It was relatively small, featuring a very compact, sturdy body supported by 4 powerful legs, the front legs shorter than the back ones. Measuring about 20 feet long and weighing around 5 tons, it had 2 striking rows of long parallel spikes and thick armor plates along its back. These natural defenses could easily scare off hungry predators and protect its very soft, vulnerable underbelly. The remarkable Kentrosaurus is also extremely famous for its narrow skull, equipped with huge, sharp triangular teeth perfect for slicing tough plants, plus a massive bony brow ridge that shielded its eyes from branches. Ornithopods were a diverse group of lightweight, 2-legged plant-eating dinosaurs in the late Jurassic, agile enough to efficiently dodge big predators and forage. Iguanodon was a large ornithopod from the late Jurassic, reaching 26 feet and weighing up to 700 pounds. It had a long neck, huge body, and hind legs much longer than its front ones. Its narrow head, forward-facing eyes, and mouth full of sharp teeth made it perfect for eating low vegetation. These dinosaurs lived in herds. From the very end of the Jurassic, the small, 2-legged herbivore Dryosaurus perfectly suited the seasonal habitats of modern North America and Europe. It had slim legs, a balancing tail for quick turns, a long neck, a small head, and flat teeth ideal for chewing tough plants. Its highly specialized jaw was built to process tough plant material. The extremely lightweight build of Dryosaurus let it move incredibly fast, and its powerful hind legs possessed special joints providing extra flexibility and amazing stability, great for dodging big, dangerous predators. It's thought its body was covered in soft feathers that helped regulate temperature. Magnificent pterosaurs were the true flying reptiles that ruled the vast Jurassic skies. They came in all shapes and sizes, from very small and nimble to huge and intimidating, with lightweight bodies and massive leathery wings letting them soar effortlessly. Some had impressive wingspans reaching up to 40 feet. Pterodactylus was an early genus of pterosaur living 201 to 175 million years ago in the Middle Jurassic. With a 3 to 4 foot wingspan, it was a relatively small pterosaur using its long, narrow jaws and incredibly sharp teeth to snatch up small prey like insects, reptiles, and tiny mammals. Featuring wings of skin stretched over long finger bones and short, powerful legs with big claws, it lived along coastal areas near the ocean, riding warm air currents high up. Rampphorhynchus, another small pterosaur from 150 million years ago, is famous for its mouth full of needle-like teeth. It featured long wing bones and a membrane connecting its legs to its body. Its tail fin provided extra surface area for sudden turns and altitude changes. With a 6-foot wingspan, it was a highly specialized flyer gliding and soaring while hunting fish, insects, and other small prey. It had a very small, remarkably lightweight skull perfect for incredibly quick aerial maneuvers, and a long tail reinforced with rigid bones for maximum stability and control. Its fascinating fossils have been widely found preserved in extremely fossil-rich sedimentary rocks across Europe and Africa, consistently giving scientists incredibly key clues about the evolution and ecology of these magnificent flying creatures. The incredible Jurassic period officially ended about 145 million years ago. While some vulnerable species disappeared, it certainly wasn't defined by a sudden mass extinction of dinosaurs. Some species may have died out because of drastic new landscape changes, intense competition from fresh species, the disruptive arrival of other reptiles and evolving mammals fiercely fighting over resources, and massive shifts in common plant life. Conifers and cycads were the main vegetation of the Jurassic. As the global climate warmed and new flowering plants, the very first true angiosperms, began to spread, vital food sources changed. Some dinosaur species simply couldn't adapt fast enough and their overall numbers dropped, while others were forced to evolve. The Cretaceous was the time when dinosaurs exploded in diversity worldwide. During the era, some of the most inspiring plant-eaters and the most terrifying meat-eaters roamed the Earth. Spanning 145 million to 66 million years ago, countless different dinosaurs thrived, including some of the biggest and most iconic creatures ever. As the Jurassic gave way to the Cretaceous, the dominant animal groups started shifting. New dinosaur lineages appeared, such as ceratopsians and advanced theropods. The Cretaceous is split into early and late periods. In the early Cretaceous, dinosaurs and Jurassic-style animals continued to diversify. The earliest birds evolved from small, feathered theropods in the late Cretaceous. The breakup of Pangaea accelerated. Laurasia and Gondwana split to form today's continents, creating the conditions for unique dinosaur faunas to evolve. At precisely the exact same time, the very first beautiful flowering plants miraculously appeared across the landscape, completely reshaping extremely diverse global ecosystems and entirely rewriting the complex ancient food chain. Simultaneously, steadily rising sea levels massively flooded vast lowlands, creating expansive shallow seas that permanently opened the door for remarkably diverse, brand-new marine ecosystems to truly flourish globally. Tyrannosaurus rex, one of the most powerful meat-eaters the world has ever seen, lived in late Cretaceous North America. Reaching 39 feet and 7 tons, it featured a massive jaw and 6-inch-long razor teeth. Its 800-pound bite force made it a nightmare for any creature crossing its path. T-Rex fossils were first discovered in the western United States in the late 19th century. The first specimen ever found is on display at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. Triceratops was a huge plant-eating dinosaur like a modern rhino, reaching 29 feet and 12 tons. It featured an enormous skull with a bony frill like a bird's, used for social displays or dominance. Many scarred Triceratops skulls prove it fought rivals head-on. Its horns and protective bony frill made it a truly formidable defender. Ankylosaurus was a heavily armored plant-eater from what is now the modern United States and Canada, reaching 29 feet and 7 tons. Its incredibly tough body armor included exceptionally thick, solid bony plates and a highly dangerous, club-like tail, ending in a truly massive bone hammer weighing hundreds of pounds. Absolutely perfect for completely smashing terrifying predators. That extraordinary weapon incredibly helped it securely survive in a brutal world totally full of relentlessly hungry, vicious hunters. The fascinating Pachycephalosaurus was a truly unique North American dinosaur, measuring 15 feet and weighing roughly 990 pounds. Its Latin name appropriately means thick-headed lizard, because its distinctive dome-shaped skull was incredibly up to 6 inches thick. It was generally a very peaceful grazer, actively avoiding fights, but its thick skull may have definitely been used for violent head-butting during intense mating rituals or bitter territory disputes. In the dense primeval forests of the early Cretaceous lived a small feathered dinosaur Archaeopteryx. It was one of the first birds to take to the skies, evolving from small feathered theropods. It spent its days darting between branches hunting insects and tiny reptiles. In the late 1850, German farmer Jakob Niemann famously discovered its extremely rare feather fossil in the Solnhofen limestone of Bavaria. In the following decades, significantly more complete specimens were successfully found in Germany, absolutely proving the profound evolutionary link strictly connecting birds and dinosaurs. In the same forests lived Protoceratops, a relatively small plant-eater easily preyed upon by bigger dinosaurs. It had a compact, agile body letting it easily dodge predators. Meaning, first horned face, in Greek, it featured a sharp beak, a small frill at the back of its head, and a short horn on its nose. Velociraptor was one of the most famous predators of the Cretaceous. These pack hunters were known for their cleverness, group hunting skills, deadly claws, and smart tactics. Their fossils were first found in 1923 in Mongolia's Gobi Desert and named Velociraptor mongolensis. Feathered and measuring about 5 feet long and 33 pounds, each foot remarkably had a truly huge, deadly sickle-shaped claw prominently featured on the second toe. Their relatively large brains strongly suggest incredibly high intelligence and remarkable adaptability. They fiercely hunted in highly organized packs, efficiently taking down small plant-eaters and early mammals. A truly incredibly fascinating 1971 fossil from Mongolia dramatically shows a fierce, highly aggressive young velociraptor locked in deadly combat with a fiercely defensive fully adult Protoceratops, offering incredibly priceless clues about their complex, brutal behavior and extremely rich ancient ecology. Protoceratops was a remarkably small four-legged plant-eater measuring about 2 feet long and 176 pounds. It had extremely strong jaw muscles and a sharp beak-like mouth perfectly built for soft plants. It could aggressively headbutt with its very unique skull, displaying a huge bony frill on its back, alongside small horns above the eyes and on the cheeks. Africa's giant meat-eating Spinosaurus possibly reached 60 feet and 20 tons. Scientists debate if its very famous feature, a back sail of elongated neural spines, was for temperature control, courtship, or intimidation. Hunting in water, it used sharp gripping teeth and powerful front limbs tipped with deadly claws. Our Tyrannosaurus was a large plant-eater that could safely walk on 4 legs or 2. About 32 feet long and weighing 4 tons, it had a narrow head with horn-like bumps. The front of its lower jaw possessed bigger, more numerous teeth resembling a comb. Spikes on its thumb effectively struck back at dangerous predators. Africa's giant meat-eater Carcharodontosaurus was possibly one of the top apex predators of the entire Cretaceous. With its head making up 63% of its length, it reached 39 feet and 15 tons. Utilizing a heavy, long tail for balance, and named for its shark-like teeth, it could easily go toe-to-toe with the massive Spinosaurus. South America's fearsome Giganotosaurus was absolutely enormous, possibly even bigger than the famous T-Rex. It grew quite slowly. Mature adults reached about 43 feet and 11 tons. Massive bone beds found in Argentina strongly suggest it may have lived in social groups and consistently had to fiercely fight other giant meat-eaters for precious territory and food. The truly terrifying Mapusaurus was remarkably closely related to the famous Giganotosaurus, appearing strikingly similar in size, shape, and highly aggressive hunting habits. This absolutely huge meat-eater incredibly grew to an impressive 36 feet and roughly 5 tons. Multiple complete specimens from Argentina in 2000 very strongly suggest it actively hunted in highly organized packs, easily taking down extremely large, dangerous prey. Argentinosaurus is one of the biggest dinosaurs ever known, possibly reaching 115 feet and 100 tons. Feeding on conifers and ferns, its long neck reached high food. Its wide hips, short limbs, and thick thigh bones supported its weight. Bone texture suggests a long 50-year life. Australia's unique Muttaburrasaurus was a remarkably large four-legged plant-eater measuring 26 feet and 3 tons. Its ancient fossils have widely turned up across Australia. It had truly huge nasal openings, perfectly helping it cope with severe seasonal climate swings. It ate tough conifers, very probably migrating during harsh, dry seasons, seeking food and water. Leolinosaura was a small, two-legged plant eater weighing about 44 pounds. Its bipedal build let it zip quickly through thick undergrowth. In the early Cretaceous, Australia was near the South Pole with extremely long days and nights. Skull fragments show it had enlarged eyes and retinas for low-light vision and thick, hair-like covering to stay warm. But at the very end of the Cretaceous, a mass extinction wiped out most species. One theory says an asteroid impact was the culprit. Destroying everything within a 900-mile radius, the strike triggered giant tsunamis, superheated water jets, and forest fires. Blasting trillions of tons of dust and rock into the atmosphere, it made Earth uninhabitable. For the very first incredibly dark 600 to 700 days after the massive impact, extremely thick layers of choking dust brutally blocked out the warm sun completely. Without vital photosynthesis, most plants, including the extremely hardy ferns, quickly died off, inevitably collapsing the entire complex food chain. Severe global cooling inevitably followed, although geologically quite short, lasting only a rapid million years. It completely hit the world's precious species diversity extremely hard. Huge, magnificent plant-eating dinosaurs slowly starved, highly aggressive meat-eaters entirely lost their primary food source, and devastating mass extinction quickly became absolutely inevitable. We simply can't perfectly pinpoint the exact, tragic moment the very last magnificent dinosaur finally died, but we definitely do know for sure that once the devastating extinction began, and the entire Earth drastically cooled, basically absolutely every incredibly large animal heavier than 55 pounds completely vanished forever. After the incredible dinosaurs completely disappeared, highly adaptable mammals very gradually claimed the coveted top spots. Their ancient ancestors started as extremely tiny, roughly mouse-to-lizard-sized omnivores, quietly living at the very bottom of the vast food chain, constantly falling easy prey to bigger animals. The incredibly devastating asteroid impact changed the fragile environment so extremely much that highly resilient mammals very slowly, steadily moved directly into absolutely all the newly empty ecological niches on land and near the fresh water. Birds were also hit extremely hard by the brutal extinction. Only the highly specialized non-avian ones miraculously survived. In the vast, ancient oceans, the incredibly devastating mass extinction created many fantastic brand new, completely unprecedented opportunities for rapid evolution. The massive, dominating ichthyosaurs and beautiful plesiosaurs were completely replaced by thriving fish, and highly adaptable ray-finned fish very gradually took over the entire marine world, incredibly becoming the absolutely most highly successful, incredibly diverse group of aquatic vertebrates. On the vast land, the incredibly long reign of hardy gymnosperms ended during the vibrant Cenozoic Era. Beautiful flowering plants very quickly adapted to the brand new world, forcefully taking over. One absolutely key reason for their incredible success was the remarkable development of unique double fertilization, heavily boosting their vigor and incredible ability to adapt. The truly dramatic switch from gymnosperms to angiosperms was an absolutely huge leap in plant history. Beautiful flowering plants didn't just completely change the look of plant life. They gave animals highly nutritious food, significantly shaped the evolution of many species, and played a very big role in the complex development of early primates.